So Alan, how much was your first wholesale deal?
My first wholesale deal was $13,119.72.
Down to the cents, boom! And what resource did it came from?
It was driving for dollars.
It was driving for dollars.
Yes, sir. And I used
Nice.
Deal Machine.
So, Alan, so and where are you based out of?
San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio, Texas. D for D, driving for dollars. All right, Wholesale to Million family, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of Subscriber First Wholesale Deal interview. For those of you who just recently discovered my channel, if you're looking to get into wholesaling, if you want to learn the tips, the tricks, the strategies on how to do this business, but remember, you got to put in the work, man, right? If you're a hustler, like and comment. Also, too, is give me a follow. I'll show you exactly how to do this business. All right, you guys? And for those of you who recently closed your first wholesale deal, shoot me an email with the checks. All right, show me the proof. All right, shoot me an email over to wholesale2millions@gmail.com. I love to get you onto the channel so you can share your story, man, with the whole entire world. The reason why I do this, you guys, is to motivate and to inspire those that are chasing after their first deal, man, going through the grind, going through the fantasy land. I don't know if this can happen, or I don't know if I can do this. Dude, it's just regular people like Alan and I that's willing to put in the work, willing to stick with it, and he made it happen, man. So, anyways, throughout this interview, if you guys have any question, comment below. If you guys, and if you find any value and got any value out of this, just please show my guests, myself, some love, smash the thumbs up. Also, to share this video to anyone that you think that will benefit them. All right, so I'm gonna let Alan take over, man. Alan, share with me the dirt, man, the story, your story first, and then let's get into the wholesale deal story, man.
Okay. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I've been always wanting to get into real estate. I ordered the Carlton Sheets program when he was running his infomercials. This was about 15, 20 years ago. And in there, he mentioned creating a note and then selling a note. But in his program, he didn't say how to create the note. Do you go through an attorney? Do you go through a realtor? So I just left it alone for a while. And then fast forward to October of 2018, I came across, I was messing around on YouTube and I came across Max Maxwell. I started watching his videos and listening to him. And then I stumbled across your videos and started following you and also the Flip Man. And then I just went to 2019, We Live 19.
Yep.
Saw you there.
Oh, yeah,
and
okay.
That was awesome. It was a really good experience. I recommend that for anyone that's trying to get started. Then I just started driving for dollars. Just driving around out doing my normal work day, just looking for vacant homes. I came across one. I had the app downloaded, Deal Machine. I took a picture, sent them a postcard. A couple of weeks later, she gave me a call, asked me if I wanted to buy her home from her. And she was an absentee owner. She lived in California. So I said, yeah, I'm interested in, I asked for permission so I can walk through the house, and I told her I'd call you back the next day. She gave me permission to walk through the house. I walked through the house. I called her back. I asked her, how much were you asking for the house? And she really didn't want to give me a price. So I said, okay, so what's the least you would take for the home? She said $50,000, and she said that it was $16,000 in back taxes owed on it. So I said, okay, so you want $50,000 on top of the 16 to pay off the back taxes? She says, no. The 50 would include the 16. So I said, okay, how about if I pay your back taxes for you and I could offer you 30 for it? She thought about it for a second. She said, okay, she'll do it. So I had gotten the one-page contract from the Flip Man. I docu-signed that to her. She signed it that night, sent it back to me. I took it over to your title company that you use here in San Antonio. They have about 3 or 4 locations. I took it there, And I also posted it on Facebook and Craigslist. Then a guy called me, said, "Hey, I think I might have a buyer for your property." So I used your assignment agreement. I docu-signed that, filled it out, docu-signed it to the buyer. He filled it out, signed it, sent it back to me, and I took it to the title company here in San Antonio. They were messing around with it for about a week. Then they came back to me and said, "No, we can't do it." And I was like, "Oh man, you can't do it." So then they suggested that, because the property was located in Kerrville, Texas, which is about an hour and a half from San Antonio, small town. They suggested a title company there in Kerrville. So I drove to Kerrville, talked to the title company. They said they could do it. The property was deeded to the lady by her mother, and they used a quick claim deed, which is what they use in California. So the title company in Kerrville said, all we need to do is just have her fill out another piece of paperwork for us, and we can get the deal done for you. She sent the paperwork to my seller, I'm sorry. She filled it out, sent it back. They started the process of getting the deal done. This was back in November of last year, mid-November. My buyer said he could close by the beginning of December. Come to find out, the buyer didn't have the money to close because he was going to use a hard money lender. He didn't have his down payment. It took 2 months for him to come up with his down payment. We just closed last Friday. It took him 2 months, and I had more contact with his hard money lender than the buyer to get this deal done. And we went back and forth. He didn't want to pay the back taxes. His contract included attorney fees because his hard money lender had an attorney look over the contract, so the attorney charged fees. He didn't want to pay that the final day of the closing. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to be greedy. Take it out of my assignment fee. I'll pay it. So I wound up paying the back taxes and his attorney fees. And that's how I wound up with 13. I was supposed to come out with about 35. I got the property under contract for 30, and I posted it for 65,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story, 1-car garage, about 1,300 square feet. I came up with about 40 to 50 in repairs. ARV was about 201,000. And I had to go back and get an extension for a 1-week extension just to get the deal closed, because another buyer was hounding her about buying a house from her. But she didn't want to tell him that she had already signed a contract with me. So she kept putting him off and kept putting him off. And then finally, I got her to give me the extension for that 1 week so we could go to closing, and finally got the deal done. And she was very satisfied at the end of the deal.
Boom. You know what, Alan? At the end of the day, it's all about making sure the seller's happy, the buyer's happy, everybody comes out win-win. You did a great job, man. You did a great job, Alan. I want to say congrats on your first wholesale deal. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about, just to see if I can give you some tips, some advice, some pointers for future deals that you're going to go through, okay? So first thing first. So when did you initially got into the whole real estate game, Alan?
I started back in after We Live 19.
Okay, so after the We Live 19, that was what? I don't know.
I was in March of 2019, yes.
Okay, so March of 2019. Okay, March of 2019. That's when you initially got in it, learning, executing, learning, implement at the same time. And when did you lock this deal up on the contract?
I locked it up under contract in mid-November of 2019.
Mid-November. Okay, so let's just say November. As you guys can see, the time frame and the investment that Alan puts in. We Live 19 wasn't, it's not a free event, right? Alan has made an investment in himself and time. Dude, time is also money, man. So March, so we got April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Dude, that's like 8 months. 8 months, okay, of all the hard work, all the seeds that Alan planted. And then he finally got his first deal, man. All right. And some of you are 2 months in, 3 months in, right? And you're like talking about quitting. Dude, you got to stay committed, man. Commitment. All right. Everything worth having don't come easy, man. We both know this, man. Sometimes people just need a little bit of reminder. So now, Alan, so what do you have a full-time job?
Yes, I do.
Okay, got you, man. So you would full-time job plus this on the side.
Exactly. Yes.
Wow, man. Yeah, you got wife and kids?
Yes, I do. Wife and 3 kids at
Woo,
home.
man. Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's rough because now you got to think about time for the kids, time for the wife, and then time, obviously the full-time job, right? That's putting time coming home and just trying to balance, being a dad, being a husband, and also too is doing this on the side. Wow, man.
Yes.
So
And
now let
driving
me
an
ask.
hour and a half each way to work.
Oh, an hour and a half each way. Oof.
Yes.
Wow, man. So your day is okay. So now I don't usually I haven't asked this on other interview, but let me ask you this, Alan. How does it feel when you first? How does it feel when you go and got that check in your hand, man?
It felt great. It felt like everything I had did for the past 8 months was worth it. Watching all of the videos, reading, and just talking to people. It really worked. It really paid off, and it felt good.
Good, man. Because I know a lot of people ask me too, Khang, so how does it feel to get that first check? Everything Alan just mentioned, but here's one thing that I can tell you. What really got when I got that check, man, this is what really like this what go through my mind. It's like, dang, like this is now so real. Like it's like, wow, Khang, you can really do this. Which means, man, if you can do this once, baby, you do it again and again, baby. And then, dude, it's like now your confidence just skyrocket. Your belief is there. It's not a fantasy anymore. It becomes so real to you, right?
Yes.
And then you be like, dude, like your mind just exploded. You be like, dude, nothing is gonna stop me now, man. Nothing's gonna stop me, man. This piece is gonna come out, and I'm freaking gonna crush it. And it's an amazing feeling because you're going through something you don't know that you can really do it, and then you like, wow, I did it, right? So, man, for those of you who haven't experienced, I'm telling you, man, it makes you become unstoppable. So now, Alan, let's jump in and talk about the deal a little bit, man.
Okay.
So the seller calls you. Did you make an offer on the phone? Did you got a number on the phone? So tell me how the conversation go on the first call.
The first call, I was talking to, she called me, and I didn't, of course, I didn't recognize the number. She called me, and she said, I received a postcard from you saying that you're interested in buying my house. And I said, yes, ma'am, I am. I said, what's the address of your house? She gave me the address, and she asked me, are you an investor or a seller? Or a buyer? I said, well, I'm an investor. Because she said she wanted to sell it because the house has been in her family since before she was a little girl. So she wanted to sell it to someone that was going to live in it. I said, I'm an investor. So I'm just going to buy your home. And if I don't buy it and fix it up and sell it myself, then I would have another investing partner come in and take over the repairs and sell it to them. She said, okay. At that time, she told me that another guy had contacted her, another investor. He was messing around with it for 2 months and never did anything with it. So that's why she was a little skeptical about selling it to an investor. But I assured her that if we could reach an agreement, that I would get the deal done for her. I would get the property sold for her. So she said yes. She gave me permission to walk through the property because I didn't want to go on the property without her permission. So she gave me the permission. I walked through the property. I took some photos, called her back the next day, and that's when we just started discussing the price a little bit. Built up a little bit more rapport with her. And then we jumped into discussing the price. That's when I asked her, how much are you wanting for the house? She didn't want to give me a price, so I rephrased it and said, okay, what is the least you would take for the house? And then that's when she gave me a price. She said the least she would take would be 50. And she told me there was back taxes on it. And also when I went to check the house, code enforcement had put a tag on the door. So I called code enforcement to find out what was the tag on the door for, and they told me they had put a lien on the house because they had to cut the grass. It was a 600 and change lien that they had put on the house. So I informed her. I said, "Hey, I just want to let you know, you also have a lien on your house for the city because they had to go cut your grass for you." And she said she didn't even know about that. So I gave her the city's contact number, the lady I spoke to. She called the lady herself, and the lady told her, "Yeah, we do have a lien on your house." And she was really thankful for that because she didn't even know about that. And the other guy didn't even tell her about that. So we agreed on $30,000 with me paying all the back taxes. And then I posted it for 65.
Gotcha. So basically, Alan, if I take 30, 30 plus 16, so basically technically you got under contract for 46K.
Yes, sir.
Yep, technically, okay. So
Yes.
it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. Rehab you estimated to be 40 to 50K. Now, what are we talking about when it comes to rehab? So that way people get a better understanding to estimate repairs here.
Rehab. My rehab, I estimated would be it would need all carpet because there was no carpet in the house. We need carpet, tile. The kitchen would need to be redone. Some broken windows. Windows would need to be replaced. Some of the drywall had holes in it. So the drywall would need to be replaced. It would need a new garage door because that was laying in the garage. And then there was, matter of fact, there's 2 houses on the property. There was one in the back, but that one would be a complete tear down. So, I mean, if the investor wanted to, he could tear it down. All the utilities was there, so he could tear it down and build a new one right in the same place. And then he have 2 properties that he bought for the price of one.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt that asking 65 for it wasn't too much.
Gotcha. So now, Alan, let me ask you, so how's the roof, the electrical, the plumbing, does that need to be done?
No, the roof was fine, the electrical was good, and the plumbing was good in it.
Okay, so just basically windows, flooring, paint, kitchen, bathroom, some drywall, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's how you come up with an estimate of 40 to 50K.
Yes, sir.
So now in this area, Alan, does it need granite countertop, stainless steel? Like, does it need all the bell and whistle for a flip?
Not in this area. No, it didn't.
So just need an average.
Yes.
Okay, so for mica countertop would be okay.
Yes, it would be.
To
Yes.
get the 201,000.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Got it. Okay. So based on what you just mentioned, Alan, I think your estimate. Now, before I jump to conclusion, let me ask you:
Okay.
You have any construction background, Alan?
I'm a construction electrician for the Navy because I'm in the Navy Reserve.
Okay.
So I do know a little bit about electrical.
Okay.
But as far as the rest of the construction, no, I don't have any background in the rest.
Okay. So got it. So which means electrical and plumbing updates are very expensive, right?
Yes, sir.
So, but you said those are completely fine. So just need paint, carpet. Now, does it need new sidings?
Yes, it's going to need new siding.
New sidings, windows, flooring, interior, exterior paint, bathrooms, and kitchen updates. Based on my experience, I think that rehab is probably a little bit high, Alan. That 40 to 50,000 is probably put it in like spanking new, which is electrical, plumbing, flooring, like granite countertops, stainless steel appliances. So based on my experience, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. If it all the bell and whistle, your estimate 40 to 50,000 is probably right there. But if this is just a Formica countertop, it doesn't have to be completely nice. I would have to estimate that this repair would be around, just my guess, probably around a 30, maybe 35, maybe, okay. But probably around a 30,000 in my opinion. Okay. Now let me ask. Okay, so here's the next question. And the reason why I point all this out is for those of you, when I first started, man, I know nothing in construction. I know nothing. I don't go to Home Depot. Okay, so you got to get better. For those of you who's listening, get better at estimating your repairs, so that way you're not cutting yourself short, right? Yes, sometimes I overestimate, sometimes I underestimate. It happens, but try to get better so you can be as close to the number as possible, okay? Because the buyer walks in there, when you put it out, oh yeah, it's going to take 40 to 50,000. The buyer's not going to come back and tell you, hey, Alan, it's only going to take me 25 to 30. The buyer's not going to say that. No. Right? But if you underestimate, the buyer will tell you, oh, they go in there, right? So basically, it's their way of leveraging to negotiate, right? And we also do that with the seller. So we understand it's business, right? So you've got to make sure that you got to get good with your numbers. So now let me ask you the next thing, Alan. Is the buyer so you found this buyer? Is it on Facebook or Craigslist?
Someone saw my ad on Facebook and called me, and he was a general contractor, and he called me and told me he had a buyer that was interested in the property.
Okay. Do you know what Facebook it came from? Like, is it the marketplace or what?
Yes, Facebook Market.
General contractor call you and say that you have a buyer. Now, at this time, Alan, do you have a buyer's list?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
And it's a Kerrville, it's a small town. It's not a very large town. So that's why I didn't shop around for multiple buyers. Because this buyer, he took 2 months just to come up with his down payment. And I would have just put the house back on the market to find another buyer. But the town being so small, because I had also contacted a couple realtors, but they didn't have any buyers that was interested either.
Okay. So the only place you put this on was Craigslist and
Facebook Market.
And the Facebook Marketplace. That's it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. So here is okay, so how long did you lock the property under contract for, Alan?
The first time I locked the property up for 30 days.
Okay, so the first time it was for 30 days. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
And
what's the earnest money you have with the seller?
I put down $10.
All right. Those of you who said you don't have $10, dude, and you can't not get $10, maybe this is not it for you, man. So, you know what? I really want to know this from you guys. Who else get on an interview with people and break down these kind of deals for you? Comment down below and let me know, man. Dude, okay, so let me see here. Okay, so the buyers, how long did it took you to find the buyer, Alan?
It took me about a week and a half.
Okay. So we can have you send it out for 65. Now, after the buyer walks through the property, what did you guys talk about now?
The buyer didn't even haggle on the price. He came in, he said he'll take it for the 65.
Sight unseen?
Yes.
Okay. So he says that he take it for 65.
Yes.
And then, okay, now when you put it, okay, he said, okay, hold on a second. Now, when you put in your ad, Alan, did you say that buyer pay all the closing costs, including back taxes?
No, I did not put that in the ad. I didn't put that in there. I should have.
Gotcha. Otherwise, this would have came out to be, so yeah, 65 plus 16, it would have been, so, okay, so I understand now. So the buyer would have been out of pocket at 81K plus whatever the closing cost is. But you didn't put it on the ad, so which means now I understand why you only end up with that much. Okay. So if I take, hold on a second, if I take 301 minus 30%, that puts us down at 140. So minus, let's just say you estimated 50K in repair. So that put it down at 90K. So now here's my next question for you, Alan. In this area, does the 30% rules apply?
In this area, yes, it would.
Okay, now do you think it's an A, B, C, D, E, or F neighborhood? I don't know why I said E.
I would say it's a B or C neighborhood.
Okay.
It's an area where it's going through regentrification.
Okay.
A lot of older homes, and people are buying them and rehabbing them
Okay.
to 2019 standards, to 2020 standards now.
Good, man. So, but in this area, getting it 30% under discount is good. You don't have to be
Yes.
under 40 or 50%, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Got it, man. Because the reason I asked that, man, if I used a formula 30%, which means you can sell it, potentially sell it to a buyer for 90K.
Yes.
Potentially. You know, just by going with the formula. Okay, so the buyers buy sight unseen, never seen the property, didn't want to walk through the property.
His
right?
His
contract.
His contract to walk through the property.
Ah, okay. So that's the contractor that bought the buyer and say, hey, I walked through the property, everything looks good at that price, and then the buyer just say, hey, I'm ready to move forward.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine, man. Because some buyers, maybe they live away from town, or maybe they're too busy. They have the contractor that they trust can walk through the property,
Yes.
and then based on that information, they can make a decision.
Yes, exactly.
So you send the assignment agreement to the buyers. Now, did you got any non-refundable deposit from the buyer?
I got a $500 non-refundable from the buyer.
Okay, now let me ask you, Alan. Did you tell the buyer that, or did the buyer give you that amount?
I told the buyer $2,500.
Okay.
Because I wanted to make sure he had some skin in the game.
Good.
And in talking with him and his hard money guy, they didn't want to pay that much. So they said they felt comfortable with a $500 non-refundable.
Okay.
I said, okay, I'll accept the $500 non-refundable.
Gotcha. Okay, just to move forward, get the deal done. Okay.
Yes.
So for those of you listening, I'm thinking 500 is it's way too little, not enough to have skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So when you negotiate with the buyer, Alan, do you negotiate as you are the only one in the deal, or do you have a partner in the deal?
I negotiate as I was the only one.
Got it. So Alan, the next time you do this, man, I want you to negotiate with the buyer as you are a partner in on the deal.
Okay.
So for example, so let's just say you and I are partner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or maybe you're the buyer. And I would say, well, Alan, yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, 500 is very low. I mean, I would have to talk to my partner, you know. I mean, the least that we ever gotten was at least $1,500. You know, I mean, I want to get this deal done with you, but my partner, I don't know if my partner. So you want to put someone in there. So even if you got, let's just say that if your assignment ever comes out to be like 20,000, Alan, and the buyer has an issue with it, you'll be like, hey, listen, Alan. I understand the assignment fee is $20,000, but I don't keep the whole 20, man. I got a partner in on this, and we're gonna split this. So he gets 10, and I get 10. You know, so now it makes your assignment fee a lot smaller. So it makes the buyer more, you know. So try that on your next one. So that's one tip for you, man.
Okay.
Now so 65. So when it comes down to, obviously you gotta, because you didn't put it in your ad, so you end up having to pay the back taxes and everything like that out of your assignment fee, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. So, Alan, I mean, overall, this is a pretty smooth transaction, except having issue with the buyer with their him getting his money together, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, got it. I feel like Alan, I should do a little bit more talking, but hold on a second here. Okay,
and also
so now
the title company had never done an assignment agreement before either.
Okay.
Because just before closing, the title agent was reading over the HUD statement with me, and she was reading it, and she said, okay, so the seller is going to get $65,000. I said, no, the seller's only getting $30,500. I'm getting the rest. She was like, oh, I didn't have that in the HUD statement. So she had to redo the HUD statement to show to show my assignment fee. And I had asked him, because I went and met her, before I gave him the contract, and she said, "Yeah, we know how to we know how to do this." And then at the end, she almost messed
Messed it
up
up.
the whole deal by giving the whole entire amount to the seller.
Oh, and you guys, another lesson here that Alan just pointed out, when you find a title company or an attorney to work with, make sure that you ask them and you send the contract to them. You say, okay, you just want to make sure you guys know how to do an assignment and you guys know how to double close, right? So make sure that they know.
That's very important.
So now so now Alan, the buyer didn't want to pay the attorney fee or whatever you mentioned.
Yes, the hard money lender had a friend that was going to pull the funds out of his 401k
Yep.
to lend the money to the buyer. But the friend had to send the contract to his attorney to read over the contract first. And the attorney charged $1,500 to review the contract. And at closing, the buyer went with a cashier's check. And then when they were going over the HUD with him at the closing table, they explained how the attorney fees are included. And he didn't want to pay those attorney's fees because he didn't go with that money. He didn't go with that amount of money. It was an extra $1,500 added on to the $10,500 that he went with for his cashier's check. So the hard money guy messaged me and said, the buyers is there signing the paperwork, and he's about to blow up the whole deal because he doesn't want to pay the attorney's fees. So I just messaged the hard money lender back saying, look, tell them, take it out of my assignment fee. I just want to get this deal done. It's been 2 months. Just go ahead and take it out of my assignment fee. I'm okay with that.
Good, Alan. Good, man. And then just get it done. So for those of you listening, you don't have to pay any money, all right? All that, whatever Alan just mentioned, everything, the back taxes, it's just going to come straight out of your assignment. And then whatever's left, the title company or the attorney will cut you a check for it, all right? Nothing you have to come to pocket, man. It's just, they just do it on the paperwork. It just comes straight out of your assignment fee.
Yes.
I mean, that is pretty much it for the story, man. If you guys have any questions, come below. Well, Alan, I want to say, man, thank you so much, man, for taking your time to jump on to do this interview with me, man. I really, really appreciate it. I want to say congrats. You know, you're definitely, man, you're definitely representing, hustling, a trooper of husband, you know, kind of everything all together and make it happen, man. Now, Alan, what are some tips, some advice, some feedback that you can give to those that were in our shoes, man, that trying to get their first deal, dude?
I would say don't give up, don't stop. It'll happen. It's just going to take time, and you're going to learn a lot from that first deal. You're going to get so much education from that first one. The second one is just going to seem that much easier. You're going to know how to talk to sellers. You're going to know how to talk to buyers. You're going to know how to do your numbers better. And in the end, it's going to pay off. Just stick to it and take action.
Good, man. So, Alan, let me ask you, this, man. And I don't ask this a lot on other interview, but dude, it took you 8 months to get that first deal. What keeps you going, man? Like what kept you sticking with the game?
Because in watching all of the YouTube videos of other first timers who've closed their deal, I just knew that I could do it also. I knew that I had watched enough videos and read enough books that I knew what I was doing. I just had to put it into action. And that's what keeps me going. Especially now that I closed my first one, that I know that the next one is going to be that much smoother now.
Gotcha. Now, Alan, how many hours per day did you put into and dude, let's keep it real, man. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it raw. how many days out of the week and how many hours did you put into wholesaling?
I would say about 3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours a day.
Yes, 3 or 4 hours a day. Reading, watching podcasts, driving for dollars while I was working, because I work out in the field. I'm a field engineer, so I'm always out and about.
Ah, okay.
So while I'm driving through different neighborhoods, I'm looking for vacant houses at the same time.
Gotcha, man. So, okay, so 3 to 4 hours a day. Is that just Monday through Friday or also the weekend?
Just Monday through Friday.
Okay. I want to point this out because for those of you who are in the same shoes, you got a full-time job, or maybe your husband, your wife, whatever case, and you're trying to balance everything. That's what it took Alan to get his first deal. Now, some can be sooner, some can even be longer. It's really up to you and how much action you take, right? And for those of you who are driving for dollars, use the promo code. If you haven't downloaded Deal Machine, it's really, really gonna help you out, man. And that's what you used to get your first deal, right, Alan?
Yes, Deal Machine. It was really helpful.
Yep. If you guys want to download the app, it's Deal DEAL Machine, and if you use the promo code WTM, you get a $40 credit to actually start out. So they'll give you a $40 credit to start, and if you like it, you can continue. If you don't, you can just cancel. No harm, no foul. Okay? So anyways, Alan, how do people reach out, connect with you, and maybe do deals with you and all that, bro?
On Instagram, it's CB Charlie Bravo Cooper 22. Facebook, it's Alan.Cooper.125, the number 125. And my email account, Alan JayC @gmail.com.
All right, awesome. And Alan, after this, man, could you email me over all that link so I can add it into the descriptions?
Sure, we'll do that.
Awesome. And Alan, be honest with me, man. With every channel that you watch, man, which one is your favorite?
I like yours the best.
I know that when you guys get on here, I put you guys on the spot, but no, but you guys really for real, Max Maxwell has some really great content, man. The guys deliver and put out massive amount of free content and free info, and so is the Flip Man.
Yes.
I mean, the Flip Man seems to be on YouTube, man, forever now, right? And he puts out a ton of free content, man. And for those of you, listen, man, you guys should complain about people charging this for course or program, whatever the case may be, dude. You don't have to buy them, okay? It's only for the people that don't want to spend all the time listening and watching all this video, and they just want to pay to get the information, like hand it to them, right? Because all the free content is there on YouTube. If you're willing to spend the time, right, to sit there and put all the pieces together, dude, it's all on there. Dude, Flip Man has over 300 or 400 video, right? Shows you sick, everything is on YouTube. Everything that you can find. There is no secret to success, man. Right? Stop finding the secret. There is no secret. You know what the secret is? The secret is just a hard work and time, which is patient, right? You put in the work, and it takes time for you to see the result. There is no other secret.
Yes.
Because the reason why I say that, because I was trying to find the secret. There is no secret, dude. There is no there is no secret. I can tell you, man, there is no secret. It's just putting in the work and being patient, and the time will give you the results. That's it. Anyways, Alan, thank you so much, man. But any last word, Alan? Do you have any last word that you want to say, man?
The last word is just keep driving, keep pushing. You'll get there. You'll have goals. You'll get there. You'll reach them.
Awesome, man. Once again, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this added a lot of value to you. Right. Once again, comment below if you have any questions. All right. And if you recently closed your first wholesale deal, shoot me an email. Love to get you onto the channel so you can share your story with the whole world, man. So thank you so much, Alan. Take care, man. Until next time.
Thank you,
Peace out.
Khang.
Ciao, Alan.
Thank you.